What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Amaya Desire, and of course, the one and only.
JC23. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
What's
What's good, partner?
up? Okay, first of all, you look like, you know what I'm saying? You popping off your Lewis swag, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Listen, it's
giving
hoodie
Jax.
season. It's hoodie
It is
season.
hoodie season.
It's
It
hoodie
is
season.
hoodie
And the
season.
fact that you said it Lewis swag, I feel disrespected because you know that
Lewis
man.
does have so he does. He actually does have so. Don't do that to Lewis. He may be an asshole and he may be messy, but he actually can dress. Let's not. Let's like we got to give him
Uh,
something.
shout out to wardrobe.
Okay, that's all I'm
Shout
saying.
out to wardrobe.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's funny. Shout out to wardrobe is crazy.
Nah, look,
Okay.
the Lewis swag, you give it Jack. All right, you know what? We gonna move on, man, because that
All
is,
right. All
you
right.
know what? What
All right.
y'all think?
Yeah.
Y'all think I'm giving Lewis swag in my Patagonia hoodie? Let me know. Right in the
I
chat.
mean, yeah, we can just ask the people, like, just go down and vote. Like, I mean, it's real simple.
I'm,
Like,
I'm,
I
I'm giving
don't.
Lewis. It's hoodie season, man. I thought that's what you do.
It's what he says. All right, y'all. This is episode 5. Okay, we are halfway through the season. It is getting messy. Boots. Okay, and I, for one, would like to say thank you for those of you who left comments. You know, it was a
Yes,
little bit of shade. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of
yes.
shade for the Tauruses. I
What's
think
up?
I synced the comment. You know what I'm saying? At
They
least
said
K
nothing
Melvin
wrong.
had listen, K Melvin had my side. She was like, we is not, that's just Lewis being messy. Okay. Like he just messy. But Jay is Gem 8 came for us, and I gotta say, like, sis, I
Listen,
be
was it
the
us? Was it us or you?
first of all, as a Taurus and April Taurus, let me be very clear. I think Lewis is a May
Oh,
Taurus. That's a different kind of
yeah,
mess. I
yeah,
don't do
yeah. So
messy.
y'all two different tours. So it's like
That's a
he the
yes.
messy kind, and you not the
Is the
messy kind.
January Aquarius and the February
February,
Aquarius the
that's
same?
nah. They not.
Oh, all right then.
They
Oh,
definitely
all
not.
right then.
Okay, you know what? Then
Point
we gonna
point
we got that
made.
one.
All
We got
right,
that one.
now let's jump into some mess
That's
because
funny.
last episode, right? Sally was talking about sleeping with her ex, who ain't an ex
Right.
because he's still a husband and they ain't got divorced
Well,
yet.
all right. So yeah, it's not really her ex. So technically, she's sleeping with her separated husband. There's
I mean, she's
nothing
sleeping with her
wrong.
husband.
Yeah, like there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. I do feel the way she came at Jax for Jax checking in, like, yo, make sure that's really what's going on. Don't get your feelings
Mm-hmm.
involved too much. It might not be that. And as we see in
Mm-hmm.
this episode, like it really might not be that. And like, how do you feel about that? Like, it's so much to unpeel in that situation. Like,
It is. It is. So we see Sally ask the question, right? Like, do you want to be together and work through this? And his answer is, I want to give the kids something stable while we figure it out. Which you said earlier, it sounded like a man who wanted his cake and eat it too, right? Because
yeah,
he's
yeah, I'm
not
not gonna
saying
lie.
I don't want you, and he's not saying I do want you. So it does give I want my cake and eat it too. It's like, why give up the candy shop if I can have what I want while we quote unquote get it together? I don't even remember how old the kids are, but we all know it does more damage to stay with your person if you don't really want to be with them to the kids any damn way. So
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Do you feel Chanel talk to Sally as well? Because we see Chanel pull up to the crib and give him the ultimatum, like, yo, it's either you really lock in with my cousin or you
mhm.
let her go. Like, we not playing this playhouse, oh, keeping you string along thing. Like, that's not what's going on. She deserves better. And I felt where he came from as far as like his hurt and being the first man or the first person in his family to be
Mhm.
a homeowner,
Mhm.
and that hit home. I received that. What I can't receive is you like now chastising your wife, because at the end of the day, you made the vow through sickness and health, through richer and poorer.
This is a
Unfortunately,
fact.
she made a decision that put
To
y'all in a
make y'all
deficit.
poor.
They're gonna put y'all in a
She did.
deficit, but that's
She
what you
did.
signed up for. You feel me with these vows? Like, how true these vows to you?
So, I mean, here's the thing. I feel like I don't think that Chanel taught the Sally actually, just because remember she said you know she would kill me if she knew I was even here. So I
That's
don't think
true.
she talked. I don't think they talked. However, I think that Sally was reading between the lines. If I ask you the same question twice and you answer the same way twice, chances are like, because if you
It's
really want to
over.
be in your marriage, right? We've seen shows where they ask you like, hey, like, do you want to like, and they're like, no, I want to try. I want to put
Even
what I
even in
have
this
left into
show
this.
with Jax and Lewis, even with
Right.
their marriage
Prime
counseling,
example. Yeah.
like they put in the work. He's not doing
Yeah.
no work. He's just really trying to figure out how he gonna live his best life while still having his piece of power on the side. Like it
Yeah.
is what it is. Talking about I
I,
want to
I
be here for
think
the
that,
kid.
yeah, I think that I will say this. I understand his plight, right? I understand his point and the whole being the first to buy a house and things. I understand his hurt. However, I don't think it's enough to get a divorce. I don't think it's enough to not to be able to work through it. And his resistance to being able to work through it shows that perhaps there's some other things in there that are giving him reason for pause. But I think that I'm proud of Sally for saying, like, like I did ask and I was willing to try, but now I'm good.
Yeah,
And she made
I
a choice for herself. So
I agree. I feel like he was trying to manipulate the situation to benefit him, and in turn, Sally pulled the Uno reverse card. Like we're not doing that.
facts,
Like I want
facts.
you, but not to that detriment of me. So what we doing? And I
Yeah.
respect that. Shout out to Sally. She did something right for once.
Shout out to Sally because she definitely was for the last episode. I was like, ew, what's up with you, girl? Like, what's up with the it's a lot of I mean, I don't talk to my homegirls like that. And my homegirls don't talk to me like that. That was wild, but nonetheless.
She said, "Hoes need
Yeah, she
hugs
said.
too."
Hello, she did. She did say hoes need her too. Speaking of manipulative, let me tell you who I do not like. Okay,
Who's that?
and give me the chance to interview her because I'm gonna tell her I hate your character. And I mean, with the how hard you got to go in the paint. I hate your character.
Yo,
I just don't. I don't like Mama Lou. She just be like, and you know what? I will say this.
oh
I've
my
seen
god,
it, right? Saints with
good.
a SEENT.
Seen it.
Seen it and experienced not that, but bits of it in terms of like when parents don't respect the adult children's boundaries and or turns it around to manipulate and gaslight them in order to not be held accountable. What's going like what are your thoughts in terms of how Mama Lou's been acting these last 2-3 episodes?
I feel like Mama Lou been getting in where she fit in, and she been flipped. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, she got it down to a science to flipping the script and staying quiet when she knew. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people need to take some lessons from Mama Lou and knowing when to shut up. Okay, listen, when to shut up and when to talk back. All right, because Mama Lou, she know how to pick her battles, and she stay quiet until she could fight the battle she could win. All right, and that's what I want to say. I respect about
This is
Mama
a fact.
Lou. Okay, you might not like her character, but her character is the equalizer for Jax.
Not the
Okay,
ego,
I'm not gonna
sir.
lie, because if Jax didn't have the BS going on in the first place, it wouldn't be nothing to tell the daddy.
This is true, but
The mother
nonetheless, it
called it.
still ain't mom. But it
Listen,
ain't Mama Lou's. Listen, no, I'm
it's your
not. Listen,
father.
no.
It's
First of
your
all, it was mad
father.
funny. It was mad funny when she said your dad want to know what's been happening in your life, and you ain't told that man like I'm like one of the most prestigious firms in the city. Like I'm top. She said she went and told her the grime and the dirt. I said,
But he know that.
can you balance it out?
He knows she's successful. He see
Yeah,
that.
but he missed.
That's why he
But he
talked to
missed a
Lewis the
lot.
way he talked to Lewis, because
This is
he know his
true,
daughter's
but like,
successful.
but here's the thing: you don't use it as an opportunity to dish all like here, sandwich, right? Sandwich, because you think I'm not doing this with you again. Sandwich, right? Good, bad, good. Okay, so Jax is doing this. That's good. This happened with Jax that was bad, and this happened that with Jax that was good because it sounded like all of what was told was just all the bad things that, of course, also
But
made Lewis look
also,
like a
it all didn't come from Mama Lou. It came from the kids too. Think about that.
okay, all
$40 took
right,
him to the
okay.
top.
This is true. This is true.
$40 took
Oh,
it to the top. Mama Lou didn't throw
I'll
the
do
kids
that.
under the bus. She just took that L. That's why she stayed quiet for the battle she could win. If you didn't have all these secrets, we wouldn't have to keep it.
Yes and no, but at the same time, like respect the bounty and let her tell her dad when she's ready to do so, right? Because and also don't hide it because listen, this family, the theme song for them, while you always lying, while you always lying, oh my god,
Nah,
because like everybody in the family just be lying for no
nah.
reason except for dad. For right now, as it stands, he been honest and upfront with his yo. I was a drug
Yo,
addict.
that's the
I
only.
mean,
It's crazy. It's crazy that the retired crackhead is the one who got the most, the most integrity in the family. Like it's all right. You know what? He
yo,
said, "Listen." He said, I did my dirt, but I took it outside my house. You
yeah.
stomping it through the living room. Like that's a fact, though.
Listen, so I
That's
took
it.
that elsewhere. You brought it back home. You brought it back to one, two,
Listen.
three, four landing
So
strip. Like what's
I got, I got a question. I got a question. So for Mama Lou, do you really feel like it it was wrong for her to tell her father? Like, I feel like this is your father. But Jax also hit Mama Lou back. Like, did you tell him about homie that touched her? He didn't. She didn't do that. So I
that?
felt Jax in that with the selective information. Like, you can't give selective information. Like mine now. Now I got it. Now I got to come at you a little bit, Mama Lou. Mama Lou, you did
Exactly,
overstep there a little
exactly,
bit because you
exactly.
didn't share that. And homie dead, so you could have definitely told him now.
I mean, right,
He
because
can't
what he
kill him
gonna do?
twice.
He might have pissed on the grave. I don't condone that. I'm just saying he might have. I will say this. I feel like that's the problem. Mama Lou is all about airing other people's dirt, but not her own. She doesn't like
Mm,
being held accountable, and that's what I don't like. Mind your business. This is your adult daughter. Okay. You know
right.
that song, one of my favorite songs, drink your water and mind your business. All right. Like it's real simple. Okay. If you don't know the
Yo.
song, go look it up. I just don't. For me, Mama Lou be doing the most, and it's not the best. It's not. And here's what I will say, as somebody who's been in therapy and who like has real good conversations with friends, she's not doing it to get closer to Jax. Does that make sense? She feels like in a way this is like how she can bond with Jax. It's probably the only way she knows how to bond with
Do you
Jax in
think
a
it's a
way.
trauma bond kind of situation?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm, question. Do you think, oh, speaking of trauma bonds, I think this kind of ties this in pretty well. So, with Jax talking to Eddie to get a better understanding of like his addiction and what he went through, do you feel
Hmm.
like in a way that's like a trauma bond, or is that like a release for both of them to kind of heal from? Is that like a healing
Nah.
moment or the trauma moment?
Yeah,
Trauma bond moment.
definitely a healing moment, right? Because she asked, first of all, he's honest. He's talking about his life. He's taking responsibility. He's using I statements. Okay, like proud of my therapist would be so proud of the money that I spent right now. Okay, but yeah, like the I statements, the taking accountability, and really just saying like I'm sorry, but the past is the past, not saying that it's okay, but like
Right.
if I'm here now, give me an opportunity to show up, right?
That's a
And
fact.
I think that she needs to hear that because when you're even when you're older, right? Without a dad, speaking as a woman who my dad was in my life but he was not in my life, um you always feel like something is missing. There's a gap, there's a hole, there's something that you're trying to figure out. You need to feel,
Mm,
and sometimes an apology, an acknowledgement of your misdoings, and accountability, even if it was 15 years ago, it matters so much that it literally kind of releases you from the trauma bond, from that
mm,
hole that that had you for quite some time. So I do
for
think
sure.
that this is a moment for the both of them to
To grow
heal.
from and heal, I
Yeah,
guess. I feel that. You know what? I kind of agree. Uh,
yeah.
but I low key feel like her intention to initially get the conversation, she got more than what she anticipated, actually.
Oh,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? So I like that. So I feel like initially it was just to go pick at his trauma, but ultimately it turned into something that was a healing moment for them.
I think that she just had, literally, here's how I look at it, and I'll speak from my own experience. I'm over 35, right? That's all y'all are getting. I'm over 35. But when I have certain conversations with my mom, don't be a hater. I mean, when I have certain conversations with my dad, I shrink into like a 5-year-old. I shrink to a 15-year-old. Like those spaces where I needed him most, and he wasn't present, I go back into that age, and that's who I'm really having the conversation with.
So you
Because
think that's what Jack's kind of experienced too?
yeah, because remember, just think back to the body language. He goes into to hug her, right? Her arms are still straight down. It's very much kind of like a childlike hug, but also like a I didn't know
Mm,
this was coming hug. I didn't know
right,
I needed this hug. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a
right.
very much like, oh, okay, all right. Like she
Okay,
has to
okay,
process that. So I
right.
do think that she's, going through this at her own pace, which is why I
Right.
said I was initially upset with Mama Lou and him for like just barging in, like just wait for a moment so that way people can do things on
That's
their
the
own
era
time.
though. You gotta
Yeah,
understand what people are. You feel me? Although he's made it through the hurdle of his struggle and addiction, he still came
yeah,
from an era in which they show up a certain way.
yeah. This is
You
true.
know, so he can't. You got to give some type of grace, even though like the first time he pulled up, he didn't pull up again for a while
Mm-hmm.
until she was ignoring his text messages.
Yeah.
So he was trying to do it the right way. She was ignoring. He's adamant.
Mm.
He's gonna show the effort. He's from that
But
era. Like I'm gonna pull up to my child door. This is my child house. That's how he
yeah.
feel. You know.
Well, listen.
And
I
you know,
mean,
you gotta
I'm
respect it.
proud of him
He's a
for
solid
showing up in
dude.
that way.
He's a
Yeah, he
solid
is.
dude. So, question: how you feel about what he said about what Lewis said? Because Jack said, "Why you go to my cousin? Why you go to my husband and X, Y, and Z?" And the father was like, "That's what he said. That's not what
Mm-hmm.
happened. I think you should go ask your
Yeah.
husband what really was said."
Hey,
And
listen, first of all, I like that. I like that because mm, I'm not
well,
finna, because you might not believe what I say anyway. And Lewis's behavior is just so out of pocket.
he's
He's
spiraling.
being, yeah, he's spiraling, and I just don't like his behavior because as we see, like Jax, he pulls up, and this is after he has an inappropriate conversation with Daniel, also
Right.
mad with Daniel, we'll get there later. um has the inappropriate conversation with Daniel about trying to, spy on dad, track him, and this and the third. We see Jax
Yeah.
coming out, but we see Lewis had already pulled in, put the tracker on Eddie's car.
Right.
First of all, I don't understand. It's like Lewis wants to be the only man in Jax's life.
Life, yo, it's given that. I thought it was me. I was like, yo, the only men he's okay with Jax having in her life is men that he watch her have sex with.
Oh.
And
Mm.
because even with Corey, he had it like a bravado. With Ozzie, he had a bravado when he found out that Ozzie was picked up from the house.
Well,
You
here's the
know,
thing. Here's the thing. Lewis, it's not. I can't. He
it's
don't have no bravado. It's a
like
false. It's a
yeah,
false
it's a false
mask.
bravado. Yo, it's a false
Okay. Okay.
mask. Like
Okay.
that got
Yes.
peeled back. That I'm talking
Yeah.
about in
Yeah.
previous episodes where it looked like he
Yeah.
was going to jump, but till the father pulled the cat back and they said, "Yo, you
Yeah.
really not built like that. Go back to
Yeah.
your house where my daughter paid for, and you go sleep tight."
I just
And
don't
he did that.
understand what his issue is, considering that Jax is saying, I want to do this on my own time. And also, let's leave it alone for now. This goes back to like people not respecting Jackson's wishes. Like, yo, what is up? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a fan of Lewis right now. And I'm usually a
Yeah,
fan of
this
most
season, this
Tauruses, but I'm not a fan.
This season, Lewis
As
is
a
not bad.
delegation, as a delegate from the tourist crew, we do not. We would like to transfer him for somebody else. So yeah.
Oh man. So Daniel, right?
I'm feeling some kind of way. You work for Jax. I will go as so far to say is that you are Jax's friend. Her husband, there should have been a boundary where he should have said, you know what, Lewis, I like you. I really do, but I work for your wife. And I'm also your wife's friend. And this is your wife's father that we're talking about.
Talking about
So while I would love
right.
to help, I cannot.
I cannot. That's he should have definitely established that boundary. I feel like even inadvertently helping him by giving him the website link to the
Mm-hmm.
tracker, and if you order it now, you get hit about tomorrow. Like, why would you even tell him that?
Yeah.
He got a
Yeah.
smartphone. If he really wanted it that bad, he could have did it himself. He could have
He could
found his
figure
own
it out.
private investigator if he really wanted to,
Yeah.
because his investigation was half-assed.
First of all, sir, you got other things to be worried about, like the dude Sam who finna blackmail and blackball your ass because you over here telling him what to do at work without it being in a formal
Come on.
corporate email setting covering your ass. So the fact that you're
No
spending all this
CCs, no
time,
nothing. And you want to be
yeah,
over here.
like I can't. I don't feel like it's necessary. I feel like he's mad he got sunned by Eddie, and now this is his way of trying to prove, which if my prediction is right, and we usually do prediction at the end, but I have to say this before I forget. If my prediction is right, this is gonna bite him in the ass. This is not gonna work in his favor. It's actually going to make Jax trust him less than she trusts him now.
Because why would you go talk to my father? Why would you press him?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, make it make sense. Why would you put a tracker
It,
in his car when they find the tracker?
and also, you know what? Another prediction I'm sorry I'm gonna do is because I think Eddie is um a what's those people? He works with the cops.
Think
I
he's an
think he's an
informant?
informant.
Well, who? For who?
I
To
don't
try to
know.
take down Jax?
No, not to take down Jack. I'm just talking about in his own mess. Remember, he went to jail. He got out. He was doing drugs, right? So
No.
I'm just thinking
Man,
maybe like
informant. Yo,
because
let me
because
know in
why
the
else?
chat. Chat, let me know. What y'all think of that? That
I'm
was
just
wild.
saying, why risk it? Why risk it? We see him hanging out with some guy when Lewis followed him. The guy has a gun on his hip. I'm assuming that's not good for him. But then again, who knows?
We don't know who those people were. They could be
We
his
don't.
friends, his family, his cousin.
This
You
is
never know.
true. This
You
is true.
never
Hey,
know.
listen, I just said maybe. So you don't know.
You
We
see
don't
him
know.
chilling. That could have. You see him chilling with the biker gang in the back of the alley. That could have
Hey,
been his.
yeah, this is fact.
his
This
gang.
is facts.
Like,
This is
come
very
on,
true.
man. Like, we
Very,
informant.
very true. All right. Okay.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the trial.
Woo, child. The trial. I'm gonna do what the kids say. Jax ate. Okay, Jax was eating them up. Okay.
Nah.
Listen, killing. Oh boy, my man's was. I literally wrote that in my notes. I was like, my man's is mad.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Jax has an art when it comes to opening statements, especially
Absolutely.
because she goes after the prosecution. So like prosecution come in and they get a 1-2 liner and it be sounding good.
It don't. It didn't sound good. Like
It
it felt
sounded
mad
good.
short. It felt mad short.
It did
Jax
feel
went up
short.
there and
Jax
painted
started
a whole
rapping.
picture.
Yo, the the listen, she was spitting poetry. Okay, poetry in motion, literally. Because it's listen, the court soundtrack be crazy too. Yeah, that's funny. The court soundtrack do be crazy. Shout out to Tone.
The season's soundtrack thus
Soundtrack.
far has been crazy.
That's a fact. So first day, right, when the prosecutor opens up and Jax like kills it, right? Did you think he would have a stronger argument in the beginning?
I did. But I feel I really thought he was gonna have more, and all he was saying was like, we don't applaud actors and give them Emmys in this space. We have our due diligence to make sure that he is found guilty. It just sounded so like going up against Jax, and that was all you had, sir. Like, nah, she played my man, and she played him for
He
filth
didn't.
because
He didn't do his homework. He didn't. I think he should have watched the last couple cases. I know they got him recorded somewhere,
facts, agreed.
or at least the minutes or somewhere. Like something was taken in which you could have did some homework, some studying,
Yeah, yeah,
because she be rapping. She
yeah.
got balls, and your lyrics wasn't tight enough, my boy.
She said, "I don't know about you, but I'm not. I'm not tuning into episode 2." I said, "Oh, got him."
Yo, when she said I'm not tuning into episode 2, I said, yo, that was smooth. That was real
When
smooth.
she said, "If he was on trial for being a bad boyfriend, some of you would be in jail too." Another like,
Yo, she
okay,
made it. I feel like she humanized. She does a great job like humanizing her clients to the
mm-hmm,
like, and yeah, shout out to Tone. They laughed with her, like the jury was
mm-hmm.
laughing with her. It was like, yo, that's funny, because that's a fact. Like, you know. So, ooh, hold up, let me see.
I think
From
that it was interesting for me just watching her in action. Of course, we have the detective, right? We have the detective, and then we
right,
have the person who conducts the autopsy, right? Who tells you
yeah,
exactly like what type of bruises and things of that nature were on her body, and even on Ozzie's body. And remember, that was
right.
something that we had talked about previously, which was, are
Where do
those
those
scratches
scratches?
going to be, lead back to Ozzy? And I find it very interesting that she doesn't have who. So there was no DNA under her fingers.
I feel this my. I know we're not supposed to be doing predictions. I feel those scratches on Ozzy's chest came from Monica, but we're gonna get there later. I feel
Okay.
the reason that Ozzy finger like nothing was under her fingernails or nothing is because he didn't do it. I'm starting to believe
I
Ozzy
told you
didn't do it.
this. I told you.
Like, but it was the mirror. It was the
The mirror.
like, come
Yeah.
on, my
I
boy.
mean,
Like, what's all
hey,
that?
listen, he just a little off his rocker. He a little off his rocker. That's all.
A lot of Office Rocker, man. A lot of
Not a
Office
lost
Rocker.
rocker.
Like, but I do want to say, with the medical examiner coming in and saying, "Hey, this is the autopsy shows and X, Y, and Z," and everything that they presented got debunked by either Jax or
Mm-hmm.
Billy, and
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that so
They
much.
they did a very smooth job at questioning very articulate. They were very articulate with the way that they asked those questions so that the person on the stand would actually trip over their own self. They didn't really do too much. They just made the people incriminate themselves. You see what I'm saying? Let's
Right,
take Cash Doll for example, which is I
Nisha.
don't remember. Okay, Nisha gets on the
Yeah,
stand. She says, "Oh, she's talking to the prosecutor. She says she would never miss a shoot. She was always on time. XYZ." Jax gets up there and says, "Okay, so your clients or our clients? Our clients? When did that happen? 3 days after she died, you told them that she was taking over her clients."
yeah,
It
that
just
was
everything that they
wild.
said was just super, super crazy, right?
Nah, the
And
outlandish for me was the ex girlfriend. The ex
oh
girlfriend
yes.
took the cake. She's like, he grabbed my face and did all this, and I'm like, oh, he
Mm-hmm.
was getting crazy. Then they backed out the restraining order. I was like, oh, that's fine. He was probably mushing you out his crib. Like, get out of here. You're not even supposed to be here. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
So it's like, look
Right.
at you. Strike all that. Take all that out. Jury don't even disregard. Like, she don't even matter.
Like you got a whole restraining order and you mad that that you getting mushed in the face. Now listen, don't get me wrong, I don't condone violence. However, girl, you got a whole restraining order. Let's not skip. It's like she didn't want to talk about the puddle. She wanted to talk about jumping in the street. No, ma'am. Why did you jump in the street? Because there's a puddle. You know what I mean? And so we see all of this happening. The medical examiner, the detective, you know, niche, and we skipped over it, so we'll talk about it now. Alex, who is nothing but a shady. What they call those people? Scumbag is a word for him, but he's a moocher, basically, right? And we find out that Alex is also FNO in Kristen's phone, right? And he comes over to basically squeeze her and says, like, oh, what you're gonna do is give me $100,000 to.
So,
right?
What's up with these people and $100,000? Like, everybody want $100,000. What is $100,000 gonna fix all their problems?
I don't know, but I would like $100,000 cash right about now.
You know what? Nope. I wouldn't mind it either. You know, like an extra 100,000 won't hurt nobody. But I'm just saying, like,
for real.
And then show everybody asking for that 100K. Like, you know what? 100K, I'm gonna get right. 100K, I'm gonna flip that. Because he sells drugs, so that's what he's thinking. Stupid.
First of all, let's talk about the fact that, okay, so my man comes to the house, basically presents her for the money, tells her that if he don't get it, he gonna go to the cops. I don't even think he gave her a good 4 hours, right? My man's at the prosecutor office, ready to spill all of the tea, you know, lying through his teeth, and then he gets on the stand and talks about how he was watching from the streets because some people have to look up at the stars. And I was like, yo, punch this dude, slam in the face.
And scene. Like, that's all I needed. Like, that's what they should have did. And scene.
In fact.
Like, come on, man. He said, they took care of me, but like when they made it big, you know, like they had to let me go and all. Like, I ain't hating or nothing, you know.
Right. I ain't
never no hating. Like, you know, you always been my homie. You like, I was your big brother on the show. Like, I was basically a big brother in real life for real. You looked up to me for real. Like, but it's all right. It's all right.
Here's what gets me is my man calls himself an entrepreneur on the stand. And Jax proceeds to get up there and say, are we talking about your drug business? Are we talking about your drug dealing? And he has to actually say, yes. Like, what is going on?
But he got immunity. He got immunity. He
was. Well, yeah, this is true. He does have immunity based on his deal with the prosecution. Yeah.
Right. And on top of that, he said, I drove him there. You an accessory to murder. But now you got immunity, so now you're not an accessory. Then, was anybody else there? No. Whoa. Ozzie said he lying. Who else was there? I'm not gonna hold you. Who else would be at Ozzie's lake house if it's not his parents? Not his sister.
Only needs one person
that I could think of.
Monica.
Right. Listen. She probably was there waiting for him.
You think so?
Yeah. I think Monica was there waiting for
him. That's interesting. I still believe he never made it to the cabin. I still believe that I still believe he was too out of it. He was too high. He never made it to the cabin. And Alex sees this as an opportunity to capitalize, but it's obvious, you know, his statement is about his chops because what he's saying is not true. But then we also see Monica burning the shirt at the very end of the scene. I just want to understand, like, she want Ozzie all to herself, and we see again. Jax confronting Monica too. So, like, you nasty. You know what I'm saying? You know what she did.
Stay away. And how could you? I've been taking care of that boy. I've been doing everything for that boy since he was a little girl. You don't even understand.
Listen,
you don't understand. You know what I thought?
When I was listening to her talk, I was like, first of all, it wasn't that Jax didn't want the case. It was that you and the parents were like, and he also wanted to think about it at the time when they were trying to get Winnie to sign the NDA. So it wasn't that she didn't want the case. There was no case, or there was nothing for her to do when Ozzie didn't want Winnie to sign the NDA. Now, did she have a firelight up in her eyes after Ozzie got charged with murder? Of course, but she would have took the case beforehand.
But listen,
I think
her
so.
eyes only lit up because she was recently introduced to this man. Just met his girlfriend the day after y'all tried to get her to sign an NDA, and he act like he didn't know me.
Right.
And then we had a real conversation at the bar. So it's like, y'all clearly are the problem.
Absolutely the problem. The whole entity, mom, sis, dad, agent, Trizash, don't like them. And I think that they, specifically Monica, right? And I almost want to see her get punched in the face. Like, what if mom knew? And in my head, I know Jax said that she wasn't going to tell, but I'm like, yo, can't you just anonymously tip them off? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to see some extra smoke happen. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not going to lie. Jax said she's taking her down. So it's going to come out in court.
Oh, this is true.
I feel like that right there is definitely gonna be where things get messy. Either right before court or right after the court.
Oh, right after. I think that right after. Yep.
Let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all think it's gonna get messy? Y'all think it's gonna get messy? It's already messy, all right?
It's already messy.
So now the trial gotta get messy because it's only right. It's only right. I wonder if anyone gonna go missing. You think anybody gonna overdose?
No.
Alex gonna overdose.
That would be an interesting turn of events. Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Yo, you know they good for plot twists, man. I gotta throw mine out there. You feel me? What y'all think? Y'all think any plot twists coming? What y'all thinking, man? Like I'm thinking plot twist coming, man. That's something.
Listen.
The key witness go missing in the same woods. Come on.
Okay. And while we're in the midst of wrapping it up, we're not gonna forget that Christine had her legs wrapped around Daniel's neck. Okay. Wowzers.
I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Daniel. It's been a long time for my boy, and he finally got him a black woman, and I'm just happy for him, we gonna celebrate it.
I'm just saying, Kristen looks like trouble, and based on how Ozzie talked about her, she is trouble. Apparently, Daniel wants some trouble and then some. But I also want to know, what did Jax find out, and why was she calling Daniel? Well, she called him, was telling him like she thinks Monica did it and she wants him to look into it. So I'm interested to see how it's going to play out. Is Kristen playing Daniel? Like, will she be able to look at one of his books or listen to one of his notes or read his text? Like, what is there a plot twist there? If not, I'm cool with that. But
can we not have a plot twist on Daniel love life? Like, come on. Let my man get some. He just got some tweets, clapping them up. Yes. He ignoring the phone call for Jax.
Finally, right?
My boy. Like, that's all I'm saying.
Finally. All right. Well, we made our predictions through the episode review. So definitely feel free to leave y'all comments, Hey, listen, I'm gonna respond. You see me, I'm in there. Thank y'all. Shout out to y'all for giving us some feedback. And you know what, we're gonna be right here every Thursday after the episode airs. Come through and holler at us. And until next time, you know where to find us. Peace.